You ever get that moment when a single text message changes everything? That was mine. Don't freak out. My best friend borrowed your PC. I stared at the screen, not believing what I was reading. My fiancée, Amanda, had just told me that Ella, her best friend, had taken my $4,000 custom-built rig. My pride and joy. The machine I'd spent months perfecting, high-end Ryzen, water cooling, triple monitors, every RGB light glowing like a dream. I used it for work, for gaming, for everything. I replied calmly, "No problem. I'll handle it." But inside I wasn't calm. Not even close. That wasn't just a computer. It held my world, client data, crypto keys, family memories, even the last videos of my mom's funeral. And now it was gone, loaned out like a spare sweater. That's when something in me snapped, not in rage, but in clarity. I realized I was engaged to someone who didn't respect boundaries, didn't understand the weight of what she'd done. So I did what I do best. I documented, investigated, and struck back, quietly, efficiently. I filed a police report, and just like that, the story of our engagement turned into a lesson neither of them would forget. Because when you take a cybersecurity engineer's computer, you're not just stealing hardware, you're declaring war. The audacity made my blood boil. I didn't yell, didn't call anyone, I just started collecting evidence. Screenshots, DMs, timestamps, every digital breadcrumb. Then I messaged her, calm, polite, deliberate. "Hey Ella, this is Fabian. I need my PC back by tomorrow evening. Let me know when works for you to drop it off." She read it immediately. I watched those little dots appear and vanish. Nothing. An hour passed. Still nothing. So I texted her directly. "Need my PC back by tomorrow. You can drop it off any time after 6 p.m. 3 hours later, the reply came. "Still using it." Amanda said it was cool. Amanda doesn't own it, I do. I typed back, "I need it back by tomorrow. Read receipt." Then silence. That was it, game on. The next morning, Amanda was gone. Just a note on the counter, "Staying at Ella's tonight. You're being ridiculous and I need space." Perfect. She was right where my PC was. So, I did what any cybersecurity engineer would do. I went digital. I pulled up my remote access logs. Nothing invasive, just standard monitoring. It showed exactly what I expected. My PC had been active every day for the past 5 days, connecting from an IP in North Austin, the residences at Domain. Fancy building. Rooftop pool, concierge, the kind of place that screams luxury, and definitely out of budget for someone always crying broke and asking Amanda to spot her at brunch. I documented everything, screenshots, receipts, photos from when I built the rig, even a video of me walking through every part of the build. My voice explaining the specs, my username on the screen, time-stamped, bulletproof. Then I pulled up my card statements, graphics card from Newegg, processor and motherboard from Micro Center, RAM from Amazon. All traceable, all mine. Next call, Derek, old college buddy turned Austin PD detective. "We used to raid together in World of Warcraft. Hey man, need advice on a property issue," I told him. He listened, then said, "Okay, so that's felony theft. Over $2,500 in value. And you've got receipts, photos, serial numbers, logs. Holy crap, you've already done half my job." "File the report. We'll retrieve it or cite her. And since you've told her to return it and she didn't, that's intentional deprivation of property." "It's clean, man. Real clean." "How long's that take?" I asked. "A day or two tops," he said. "With your evidence, it's a prosecutor's dream." I thanked him and hung up. Thursday dragged on. Amanda texted around noon. "You need to apologize to Ella. You're being hostile and making her uncomfortable." Unbelievable. I stared at the message for a long second. I needed to apologize for wanting my own property back? I texted back, "She can return my PC and the discomfort ends." She replied instantly, "You're such a jerk." I put my phone face down and got back to work. By evening, I'd had enough. I sent one final message to Ella. Final request. I need my PC returned by tomorrow at 5 p.m. After that, I'm filing a police report for theft. Read, no response. 30 seconds later, my phone rang. Amanda. I let it go to voicemail. I could hear Ella in the background whispering, coaching her. "You're being insane and controlling," Amanda said. "Ella will give it back when she's ready. If you file a police report, we're done." I smiled. Good thing we know where we stand now. The next morning, I took a long lunch break and drove downtown to the Austin police station. Walked in with my laptop and a USB full of evidence. The officer at the desk listened as I explained. So your fiance's friend took your computer without permission, and you can prove it's yours? I handed over the drive. Receipts, serial numbers, photos, videos, logs, texts, everything tied with a digital bow. She scrolled through it, impressed. You work in tech, right? Cybersecurity. She smiled. Figures. Give me a second. 10 minutes later, another officer wandered over. This is the most organized theft report I've ever seen, he said. Man, you should teach a class. The first officer finished typing. All right. In Texas, this qualifies as a state jail felony, value over $2,500. With your documentation, it's theft by conversion. You asked for it back, she refused. Clear cut. I'll escalate it to a detective today. You'll hear back soon. Then she glanced at her screen, eyebrows raised. Wait a second. Ella Morrison, right? March 15th, 96? I nodded. She looked at her partner. Well, looks like your girl's already got a record. She's got a prior from 2022. Retail theft. Class B misdemeanor. Grand Prairie PD. She took a plea, paid a fine, and got deferred adjudication. Technically closed, but still on her record. The officer looked up at me over her glasses. Between you and me, she said, someone with a theft prior who's now refusing to return $4,000 worth of stolen property. This is gonna get bumpy for her. The DA loves pattern behavior. I tried not to smile. I failed. Good to know, I said. They told me to keep my phone on, and I walked out of that station feeling lighter than I had in weeks. Amanda had texted me 4 times while I was there, all some version of "Where are you? We need to talk." I ignored every one of them. That evening, Tyler called. How'd it go? Filed the report, I said. And get this, and she's got a prior for retail theft. He gave a low whistle. Oof, DA's office is gonna love that. Keep me posted. Saturday morning, Amanda walked back in without knocking. Bold move, considering we hadn't spoken in 2 days. I was in the kitchen making breakfast, eggs, bacon, coffee brewing, trying to pretend life was normal. She came in hot. The police called Ella. They're saying she stole your computer. They want it back or they're pressing charges. I cracked another egg, calm as ever. Sounds accurate. Her voice sharpened. Are you kidding me right now? You called the cops on my best friend? I plated my food, sat down, started eating. Didn't even look up. You're not going to defend yourself? She snapped. Don't need to, I said. I asked for my property back. She ignored me. That's theft. It's not theft, she shot back. I gave her permission. Finally, I met her eyes. You don't own it. You can't give permission for something that isn't yours. That's like me lending out your car and acting surprised when you're pissed. Her face went red. You're going to ruin her life over this. She could get a record. Oh, she's already got one, I said. Retail theft, 2022. Amanda froze. How do you know that? Police ran her info. Second offense means she should probably give back my PC before this gets worse. She grabbed her phone and started typing furiously, probably texting Ella. I finished my eggs. When she finally looked up, her expression was pure hatred. I don't even know who you are right now. Funny, I said. I was thinking the same about you. She slammed the door on her way out, hard enough to knock a frame off the wall. I cleaned up the broken glass, tossed it in the trash, and went back to my breakfast. Then my phone buzzed. Derek. Update. We sent a unit to her address this morning. She wasn't home. Left a notice. DA's office is interested. Might make this a test case for theft by conversion. You might want to lawyer up just in case. I forwarded it to Tyler. He called instantly. Damn, they're actually going after her. Apparently, I said. DA wants to test the statute. That's because your documentation's airtight, he said, laughing. This is a slam dunk. Prosecution loves an easy win. You still want to marry this girl? What girl? I asked. He laughed again. There it is. Sunday afternoon, I got a call from an unknown number. This is Detective John with APD, the voice said. No relation to the subject. I'm calling about your stolen property case. We executed a warrant this morning. I sat up. A warrant? Yep, your buddy Derek pushed it through. Judge signed it Saturday. We searched her apartment this morning. Found your PC, set up in her bedroom running a live stream. She tried to say it was hers, but we matched the serial numbers to your receipts. Took about 30 seconds to verify. Then his tone shifted. We also found some Interesting activity on the system. My stomach dropped. Like what? Your accounts, email, social media, banking. She'd been logging into them. Browser history shows she accessed your Gmail, your bank, even your Coinbase account. I felt sick. She was in my accounts? Yep, multiple times. Looked through your messages, your Google Drive, everything. Didn't look like she took money, but the access alone is a violation of federal computer fraud laws. We're looping in the FBI's field office, and once you cross that line, it's federal. I just sat there silent, trying to process it all. She hadn't just taken my computer. She'd invaded my life. And for the first time in weeks, the anger was gone, replaced by something colder. Resolve. What was she even looking for? What was she trying to do? Those questions haunted me as I spent the next 2 hours locking down my entire life, changing every password, setting up two-factor authentication on everything I owned, calling banks, placing fraud alerts, and begging every support line to flag my accounts. My coffee went cold somewhere between the 3rd verification code and the 5th security question. By midnight, my digital world was on fire, but at least it was safe. My crypto was locked. My bank was issuing new cards. The real terror, though, was my work email. If Ella had broken into that, she could have seen client data, confidential projects, maybe even security blueprints. That would have been catastrophic. I checked the logs like a man possessed. Nothing unauthorized. Thank God. My work laptop was a fortress anyway, guarded by hardware keys and double-factor locks. Then Monday arrived, and so did 17 missed calls. 40 texts, all from Amanda. Between 2 and 5 a.m., she'd gone through every stage of emotional chaos. We need to talk? Ella's going to be arrested. The FBI called? This is all your fault. I answered one message. Change of plans. I'm keeping the townhouse. You have until Friday to get your stuff out. Leave the ring on the counter. She called immediately. Then again. On the 3rd try, I picked up. You can't kick me out. My name's on the lease, she screamed. No, I said quietly. You're a guest, and guests can be asked to leave. That silence on the other end, it wasn't heartbreak. It was disbelief. You're breaking up with me over this? No. I'm ending things because you let your friend steal my property and then tried to guilt me for reporting it. You started this, Amanda. I'm just finishing it. She said Ella's life was ruined because of me. I told her Ella's life was ruined because of her choices. By the time she screamed, I hate you, I was already done. Cool, I said. Friday. 5 p.m., be gone. Then I hung up. Blocked her. Blocked Ella. And for the first time in weeks, breathed. Behind her, headlights glowed on the curb. Lena sat in the driver's seat, hands gripping the wheel, watching nervously. I cracked open the door but kept the security chain on. What? I asked. We need to talk. No, we don't. Please. Just 5 minutes. I let her in. She started pacing immediately, the air between us thick and sharp. Ella took the plea deal, she said finally. Okay. She's going to prison. 18 months. Yeah, I said quietly. That's what happens when you commit multiple felonies. She spun toward me, eyes blazing. This is your fault, all of it. She wouldn't be going to prison if you hadn't been so vindictive. I almost laughed. She wouldn't be going to prison if she hadn't stolen my property and hacked into my accounts. She didn't hack anything. Amanda's voice cracked. She was just curious. Curious? I shook my head. That's your defense? She broke then. Tears, messy and real, the kind that come from too many sleepless nights and bad decisions. She was my best friend, she sobbed. My only friend. Now she's going to prison and everyone says it's her fault, but you're the one who pressed charges. You could have let it go. Let it go? I said. What do you think this is, which frozen? She stole $4,000 worth of equipment, went through my private files, my bank info, and tried to break into my company's secure network. What exactly should I have let go? Amanda's voice dropped to a whisper. The police said if you drop the charges, they might reduce her sentence. I stared at her. The DA called you? Ella's lawyer did. He said if you cooperate. That's not how this works, I cut in. And even if it were, why the hell would I help her? Because I'm asking you to, she screamed. Because I loved you. Because we were supposed to get married. Doesn't that mean anything? I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized I didn't feel a thing. No, I said. You chose Ella over me. Over and over. I was wrong, she whispered. I see that now. But please, just help her. She reached into her hoodie and pulled something out, the engagement ring. Held it out like a truce. I'll come back, she said. We can fix this, just help Ella. I looked at the ring, then at her trembling hands. Nothing, no anger. No sadness, just emptiness. Get out, I said. What? Get out! You can't be serious, she gasped. I'm offering to fix this, to marry you. I don't want you back, I snapped. Her voice broke into a scream. You're a monster. Okay, I said softly. Then get out. She threw the ring at me. It hit my chest, fell to the floor with a dull clink. Her mascara streaked down her face as she glared at me one last time. I hope you're happy. I am. 10 minutes later, Lena texted, Sorry about that. I told her it was a bad idea. I replied, Appreciate you trying. Tell her to move on. I have, she said. But the story didn't end there. A week later, my phone rang, an unfamiliar number. It was Ella's defense attorney, voice trembling like someone way too young to be in over his head. Mr. Fabian, my client would like to request a statement of leniency for her sentencing. I actually laughed. You're joking. He wasn't. He talked about first offenses, forgiveness, community values, all the buzzwords they teach in law school. I shut him down at every turn. For the record, I told him, your client's not a victim. She's a criminal who got caught. Ella's sentencing was set for 3 weeks later. I didn't plan on going, but Tyler convinced me. Come on, he said. It's going to be better than Judge Judy. When I walked into the courtroom, Ella looked nothing like her Instagram feed. No filters, no glam, just a scared girl in a plain dress. Her mom sat quietly in the back. Amanda was there too, beside Lena, eyes full of hate. The hearing dragged on for 45 minutes. Prosecutors listed every charge, every stolen password, every broken trust. Her lawyer called her misguided, troubled, a victim of her own mistakes. The judge didn't buy it, you could see it in his face. Then he looked at me. Does the victim wish to speak? Tyler nudged me. I stood, walked forward. And for the first time, I said everything out loud. Your Honor, the defendant stole my property after my former fiancée gave her access to my home. She went through my emails, my bank accounts, my company's network. She violated my privacy, endangered my work, and betrayed my trust. My voice didn't shake. My hands didn't either. For the first time in months, I wasn't angry. I was free. The courtroom was silent, the kind of silence that hums in your ears. I took a slow breath and finished my statement. This didn't happen once, I told the judge. It happened over days. She had every chance to make it right, and she didn't. I'm asking the court to impose the full sentence the prosecution recommends, so she truly understands the weight of what she's done. When I sat down, Tyler reached over and squeezed my shoulder. Behind us, Amanda was crying softly. Ella's mother, on the other hand, was shooting daggers through me with her eyes. The judge shuffled a few papers, barely 30 seconds of silence, then looked up. Ms. Ellis, he said, voice steady and detached. You've been convicted of grand theft, computer fraud, identity theft, and unauthorized access to a protected computer system. You also have a prior conviction for theft, which, while dismissed under deferred adjudication, shows a continuing pattern of behavior. The victim has suffered serious stress and damages as a result of your actions. The gavel hit the block with a sharp crack. I'm sentencing you to 18 months in state prison, followed by 3 years of supervised probation. You'll pay restitution in the amount of $8,000, covering legal fees, replacement equipment, and lost time from work. You are to surrender yourself within 30 days. Ella's shoulders shook as she started to cry. Her lawyer rested a hand on her back, whispering something that didn't matter. Her mother was frozen. The gavel fell again. Case closed. Outside the courtroom, the air felt heavier, like everyone was walking through fog. Amanda was waiting by the doors. Lena tried to pull her away, but she shook her off and came straight toward me. Are you happy now? She said, voice trembling. Is this what you wanted? I wanted my property back, I told her. Everything else? That's on her. She's going to prison. Actions have consequences. You could have stopped this, she hissed. You could have told them to reduce the charges. Well, I said quietly, I didn't. Screw you. Nah, I said, almost smiling, I'm good. Lena finally managed to drag her away. Tyler and I walked toward the parking garage. He let out a low whistle. Cold as hell, he said, grinning. She earned it. He laughed. $8,000 in restitution? That's more than the PC was worth. Legal fees add up, I shrugged. Plus, I missed a week of work dealing with this. You're not really going to make her pay all that, are you? Every penny, I said. Already filed a civil judgment so I can collect after she gets out. Tyler chuckled. You're a savage. I love it. 3 weeks later, Amanda called. A different number this time. What? I answered. Ella starts her sentence tomorrow. Her voice was hollow, drained. She's terrified. Okay. I just wanted you to know you destroyed her life. And ours. You destroyed everything. For what? A computer? Yes, I said. For a computer. I hope you're proud of yourself. I am. Anything else? She hung up. I blocked the number. That was 4 months ago. I haven't heard from either of them since. Ella's now serving her sentence at a women's facility outside San Antonio. According to Tyler, who loves tracking court updates like it's fantasy football, she'll probably get out in 12 months with good behavior. Amanda disappeared from social media right after sentencing. Lena told me through a mutual friend that she moved back in with her parents, picked up a new job in Dallas, and completely rebuilt her life. Apparently losing your best friend to prison and your fiancé in the same month does that to a person. As for me, I'm doing better than ever. I upgraded my setup, kept the core components, but moved everything into a new Lee case with cleaner airflow and deeper RGB, added a 4th monitor for productivity. Got a Herman Miller chair that costs more than some people's cars, worth every cent. My back's never felt better. The townhouse feels different now. Bigger, calmer, quieter. I turned Amanda's old workspace into my dream gaming room. Installed acoustic panels, a mini fridge, mounted all 4 screens on adjustable arms. It's perfect. And the best part? I got a dog. 6 weeks after she left, I walked into a shelter and met Atlas, a 3-year-old German Shepherd mix with calm eyes and a tail that wouldn't stop wagging. He's everything I didn't know I needed. House-trained, obedient, loyal. Doesn't judge my gaming hours. We run 5 miles every morning, and he curls up beside my desk when I work. Barks at the mailman like clockwork. Perfect dog. Sometimes when I'm up late, screens glowing, Atlas asleep beside me, I think about how easily this could have gone differently. If I'd just let it slide. If I'd prioritized peace over principle. If I'd been the guy who swallowed his pride to keep the peace. But I didn't. Some people say I went too far, that I'm heartless for destroying 2 lives over a computer. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're not. But I know this. I drew a line and I finally stood on the right side of it. Would I do it again? Absolutely. So yeah, maybe I lost a fiancé. But I got my peace back, my space back, my dog, and my dignity. And if you ask me, that's a damn good trade.